What is happening, everyone? Welcome to Mailbag Monday, number 666. Yes, the number of the beast. Welcome. Got a little more production in this next episode. So just to start you off, we've got one more camera now. I've been going a little crazy. So we've got this camera here. We've got this camera here. The newest one is this guy right up here. And then the last one is this little rover cam that I can move around and do whatever I want with. And this is just my iPhone, so you can see here. We're just capturing the screen from that. That's why it's got to be cropped like that. But hey, it works. If you would like to have your question answered on Monday Mailbag, shoot me an email, k8mrd@icloud.com, or leave comments in the videos, and I scroll through them and find interesting questions, and we answer them. So that's how you can get on Monday Mailbags. Make sure if you email me, put in the description Mailbag Monday. That way it kind of stands out to me. So I can kind of filter them through the other emails that I get. So anyway, got a lot of interesting stuff this week, so let's get started. The first question is about getting wires into trees. And this viewer asks, Mike, I hope things are better for you now in Texas. They're fantastic. Thank you. I'm writing with a bit of an issue. I've gotten into QRP pretty heavy, but I'm finding for some reason I'm having difficulty getting my random wire into trees. Okay. I'm using a 9-to-1 with 50 feet of wire. I've tried many methods to get the wire in a tree, but find if I use a rope and a weight, when the rope goes over a limb, the weight tends to wrap the rope around the limb. Yes. So instead of making QSOs, I'm cussing and having a tug of war with the tree limb. Using a 705 LDD tuner, Bio battery, trying to keep whatever I use to pull the antenna into the tree as light as possible. Yeah, I get that. Any suggestions or recommendations is greatly appreciated. I think this may be a reason some stray from using wire antennas whilst portable. Also, how's the Nelson 9-to-1 working for you? I saw your initial video putting it up, but haven't seen anything more about it from you. If you're ever in Southwest Missouri, drop by. I'll buy you a steak. I feel I need to drive to Southwest Missouri just to get a steak, so... So let's tackle this one thing at a time. So the Nelson antenna was just a loaner from my buddy. That's why you haven't seen any more videos on it. But those videos took off. Hopefully Nelson Antennas is back ordered like crazy. Just a phenomenal antenna. So here's the deal. Let me grab something real quick. So I've done videos on both of these subjects, and there's really one of two ways that I personally go about it. So let me show you the first one. Now, I understand what you're saying about the weight tangling over the trees, but for me, that only happens when I'm pulling it back up. So get yourself this Weaver Arborist throw line. I've done a video on this. I will leave links for all this in the description. So it's a 12-ounce weighted bag. This line is designed to be really smooth and go through trees, right? Now, one thing you got to keep in mind, these are great for throwing over. Don't ever pull the weight back up through the trees, because as you get over a tree limb, this starts going faster and faster and wants to wind over it. So what I did is just tied a knot in it, and you can see this little loop here. So I can just take this off without untying the knot. Okay, now I can tie another rope to this and hoist it back up, okay? So that is going to prevent this from swinging back up. But you've got to throw the bag over the tree limb, take this off, tie the rope back up, pull the new rope back up. I mean, you could just use this to hoist your wire up and be done, actually, and then put a stake in the ground, tie it off. So that's one way to do it. The other way to do it would be to get a mast. Okay, this is my DX Commander Expedition mast. It's 24 inches collapsed, and it's 10 meters when it's extended. So what I do with this top section here is not very big. You can see not much, right? So what I do is I take these little S-beaners, and notice that hole right in the center. I drilled that hole so I can slide this S-beaner right over it, and that's about as far as it goes. And I'll just extend this mast all the way up and lean it into tree. Again, I've done videos on both of these things. This is like by far the fastest, using a mast and leaning it into a tree. If you don't have a tree, obviously you'll have to guide this, but since we're talking about getting wires into trees, you probably have a tree. So that's what I would recommend. I'll leave links for both of the videos in the description, so just scroll below and check both of those out if you haven't. And that is what I do when I'm portable. It works great. It should work great for you, hopefully. So hopefully that answers that question. So our next question is talking about boom mics, specifically this one, and how I get it to talk to my radio. So this person asks, "Hi Mike, I really enjoy your Mailbag Monday episodes. Thank you very much. My question for you would be, what is your setup for your boom mic? I want to add a boom mic for my 991A and have fallen down a rabbit hole and got lost with all the possibilities. What would be the best way to directly connect a boom mic to my radio, and which mic type should I use?" So that's a good question, and that is quite the rabbit hole. So for me, I'm using, this is a Shure Beta 58 microphone. I am a musician. I have many microphones lying around, and when I started getting into ham radio, this is the mic that I used. If I had my druthers, I would probably get a Shure SM7B. It's a broadcast microphone. The likes of Robin Quivers from the Howard Stern show uses that microphone. A lot of broadcasters use that. Heil makes a lot of great microphones for ham radio specifically. They're kind of tuned a little more to the frequencies that you're actually going to hear on ham radio. So that would be something to look into. I can't reference the part numbers right, or the model numbers right now, but go check out Heil. I don't think you really need anything special, but this, I've gotten great reports on audio just with this Shure Beta 58. It's a vocal microphone. If you've ever seen any concert in the world, this is probably the one they're using. As far as how to connect them, Heil sells these little XLR adapters. Now, this is for ICOM. I have one for Yaesu. I have no idea where it is. The only difference is this is yellow for ICOM. Now, pay note, this is a XLR, so left, right, and ground. This is a 3-pin XLR. There are 4-pin XLRs, so be careful when you buy it. Make sure, 3-pin XLR is kind of the standard, but there are 4 pins, so be on the lookout for that. So this cable connects to the microphone. I use this cable right now for audio, but I swap them out when I'm using my radio. This boom arm is just a cheap boom that I got from Amazon. It was probably, if it was $20, that would be high. I think it was about $17 or something like that. And that is going, so basically you have the blue cable, which would be yellow if it's a Yaesu, okay, going from the microphone, and then it goes to, it kind of splits here. So this is the other end now. On a Yaesu, this is going to be the, what is it, the RJ45 connector that looks like a phone connector, okay? And it has this external 1/4-inch jack. This is for plugging in a foot pedal. So down there you can see I've got a Heil foot pedal that's going to control my PTT, and that's what plugs into this 1/4-inch jack. And then you would take your Yaesu adapter and just plug it back into your radio, and you're on the air. It's not much at all. Very, very easy. So hopefully that takes care of that. Pretty easy. I got all of these from DX Engineering. They sell the Yaesu cables, the ICOM cables, the Heil foot switch, everything. So I'll leave links for those below, and that's worked for me when I had my Yaesu FT450. Same microphone, different cable, same foot switch. All I did when I switched over to ICOM is just switch to the blue cable because it has the ICOM adapter on it. So very simple. Very, very simple. All right, this next question has to do with everyone's favorite portable logging software, HAMRS. And this person asks, is HAMRS app designed for POTA and SOTA only, or is made to use for normal contacts? If not, what would you recommend for logging software? Thanks for the help. Corey. So Corey, yes, HAMRS is specifically made as a portable logging software. It is not designed as your main logging software. It's just easier to have that template when we're out in the field, as opposed to some of the other logging softwares can be a little more bulky and just take, an extra precious second to do something, where HAMRS is just kind of wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So there's POTA, there's SOTA, there are field day templates as well, but no, it is not designed to be a main logging software. Now, I am in the minority in that I use a Mac, and there's not a lot of logging software for Mac. So I use a program called Aether, and this is what it looks like. So I'll basically take my logs from HAMRS, I'll export them as an ADIF, and I'll import them into my main logging software, and that's how I do it. Probably one of the most popular logging software for Windows is called Ham Radio Deluxe. It's a fantastic program. Unfortunately, it's not available for Mac. I was talking to them at Hamcation. They are working on a Mac version, but it's not going to be for like a year and a half or so. They offered me a product key for it to try it out, but I'm like, yeah, but then I'm going to have to run Parallels, and that really wouldn't be trying Ham Radio Deluxe on Mac. I would just be using Windows on Mac and running it. So anyway, I declined their offer, but hopefully we'll get to see it sometime soon. Another one is N3FJP and N1MM. Those are all popular Windows-based logging programs. Another one for the Mac would be Mac Logger DX, and it looks okay. I've tried it. The user interface didn't really wow me so much. And another one on Mac that a lot of people love is Rumlog NG. Not a fan of that one either. That user interface is absolutely abysmal. So there's a lot more logging software for Windows than there is for Mac. But yeah, Aether is just kind of its own standalone software to use while you're portable. You can send your logs to the logging people from that app, but I take everything from that app and import it into my main logging app. And then from there, I go to Logbook of the World and QRZ and all that stuff. And lastly, we've got a question about mobile antenna mounts. Nate is asking, I just bought a Diamond K400 mount, tried a Chinese lip mount, and it started rusting after the first rainstorm. Well, you pay for what you get. Do you think the K400 is capable of holding up a Silver Bullet 1000 on the highway? I also picked up a 20 and 40 meter ham stick. I think that will be fine. Yes, it will. I'm finding it hard to get antennas I want mounted on my car. I used to have a truck and it was much, much easier. So yes, the Diamond K400 is a ridiculously tough mount. I have a little Tar Heel 2 on my car with the Diamond K400, and I assure you that it regularly sees speeds in excess of 100 miles per hour. That antenna is much heavier than a Wolf River Coils Silver Bullet 1000. I will caution you to not use the Wolf River Coils telescopic whips. They do not recommend those used for mobile, at least not while you're driving down the street at highway speed. So get kind of just more of a stinger, just a solid whip if you're going to attach it to the Wolf River Coil. But yeah, that Diamond K400 mount has been on my car for, I think, 3 years now, 2.5 years, something like that. And not a spot of rust on it. It's survived a couple Michigan winters. Down here in Texas, it's doing great. So, yeah, you can't go wrong with the Diamond K400 mount. You have chosen wisely. Yes. And that's it, gang. Thank you again for watching another episode of Monday Mailbag. Again, if you have questions and you want them answered, shoot me an email, k8mrd@icloud.com. Put Monday Mailbag in the subject. That way I will see it above all the other emails that I get. So, no Mr. Rogers ending today. I think we've had enough since the last couple times. So, anyway, thank you so much again, and hit subscribe and like and share and all that other good stuff. And we will see you again on another episode of K8MRD Radio Stuff. 73, guys.